How would I describe the allyship at MongoDB? I can't think of anything else but positive.
I felt fully supported from day one, especially by my teammates and those that I work with closely in the sales department.
The allyship that I actually got was overwhelming in a good way.
We have a lot of allies who really want to help.
I am really inspired by the allies that exist in MongoDB.
Allies and allyship at MongoDB are probably one of the best things about working here.
Right after I joined, there was a group that was recently started called the Queer Collective, which was created out of a want and need from our ally community to be more involved, to learn more, to get to know our queer community.
Allyship is extremely important, especially in the workplace, in order for every employee here at MongoDB can feel safe and comfortable in what they do.
I think it's really important to show up and normalize it, because in a country like India especially, where people tend to not speak about these issues, it makes them feel that it's a faint possibility and it's not around them. We need to talk about it more so that people realize that it's a universal phenomenon. Just try to have an element of empathy.
Allyship is very important at workplace because we need to support these kind of people who always feel like, okay, we are left out.
Being an ally has been a journey itself. You take one day at a time. You try to understand from other person's perspective.
It's about creating a space for curiosity and empathy and understanding, not to lead with assumptions, but to ask questions, being prepared to challenge not only when I see other people's behaviours and assumptions, but my own, and being able to reflect on that.
My journey of allyship at MongoDB has started very recently. I participated in all the events, and that's when I realized that they are not very different from us.
In different workplaces all around the world, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. And until that happens, where we have full representation, diversity, and everyone feels like they belong, allies will help drive the mission of inclusion.
You cannot act or you cannot pretend, you cannot be pretentious in a workplace.
How you identify as yourself is up to you, and that is your personal call, and that does not make me treat you any different. If you are my friend, you'll still be my friend. If you are my colleague, you will still be my colleague.
If you are aware of a certain society or a certain group of community, will be a great honor and privilege for me as a MongoDB employee to share that experience with other employees who may or may not be aware of the situation.
I came across a blog where MongoDB had featured all their gay employees, and they were so comfortable in kind of stepping up and speaking about their sexualities, and that is why when I realized that wow, there's an organization where people feel so safe that they can bring their full selves to work and they're not afraid of being authentic. MongoDB is an extremely inclusive workplace, and that is when I realized that this is the kind of company that I want to work with. Working with Queer Collective as an India lead has given me opportunities to interact with LGBTQIA people across the world and helps me be a more inclusive person in real life.
There has been one occasion while I was growing up that one of our friends came up to not only me but our very close group of friends, where he wanted to communicate that he identified as a member of that community. One of the very things that we understood that it's a very sensitive topic, right? So we should not be harsh. At the same time, we should embrace him as part of us. We should not discriminate him based on that factor that he belongs to that community. So first things that we did is we wanted to speak with him. So there's an entire discussion which happened. We tried to understand where he felt discriminated, how we made him feel like maybe there are occasions that we are not doing well, and how can we be more sensitive to that person.
Not too long ago, I actually went out for drinks with a friend of mine that I knew since I was 5 years old. And in the middle of conversation, he came out to me as being bisexual. And honestly, I didn't mind, I didn't care. And from there, we just talked about it. I asked him about his experience as a member of the LGBTQIA+ community, and our friendship only grew stronger after that.
Yes, one of my friends did come out to me, and I embraced them with open arms because it was a journey, it was amazing. It really brought us together as friends, and then there was a whole new world for me which I got to discover through that friend.
3 of my best friends actually all came out to me. So the first one was a bit of a struggle because she was kind of fighting it for a long time, and I kind of saw her kind of losing how she was as a person. She was kind of hiding away from all of us, and I kind of like was the reason she actually came out, which I feel quite proud to say.
As an ally, I look for any and every opportunity to support this community. And so here's an opportunity for me that I take with great honor.
It's important to speak up because people know some things, but people don't realize that they are not doing things right. So when you speak up, you actually, encourage them to do the same. So I felt it was important to me, for me as an ally, to come up and bring this topic to your attention, so that people who are listening to me, they also actually think about it, go and think about it, and do the right things.
Be equal to everyone, be loving to everyone.
Anyone can be an ally, like you don't have to fit certain criteria, and I think it's important for the whole workplace to actually understand that and to be encouraging that as well.
Just let people be. That is the best thing you can do in today's world.
One can only imagine that this is not an easy process for those who are celebrating International Coming Out Day. And so all we need to do as allies is just be there for them, listen, and just be a friend.
Take it one step at a time. It's not our journey, it's just a very, very small part of somebody else's journey, which is which is noble in itself. Definitely try to see the world and see the experiences from the other person's perspective. There are going to be challenges along the way. Sometimes you won't understand from what point of view the other person is coming from, but that's the beauty of it.
Just be kind to others. Just share love, share empathy, share the good vibes.
If someone comes out to you, meet them with empathy, support, and patience, right? This is a very big deal. It's super important, and there's no perfect way to come out. And so just being all of those things will be helpful to the person that might be showing their real self.